Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chaotic Syndicate Wrestling Podcast. I mean, gaming podcast, that is. But hey, we got to talk Capcom about this one because I think you're making a terrible decision by adding Tifa Lockhart to Final Fantasy to Street Fighter Six. And as always, my partner in crime, my gaming partner, friend Dark Niebuhr is in the building. But he got some very choice words for you as well. Lay it on him.
All right, so what is going on, Capcom? You have this entire this whole city of and legacy of that city of Metro City from Final Fight to Street Fighter. What are we doing? You have all these legacy characters. You got Dan, you Hibiki, you got Guy, you got Cody, you got Mike Hadgar. What are we doing here? You're not adding them. You're going, oh no, let's go over here. Hey, so and so, can we borrow your character? No. What the hell are you doing? You really need to stop. Like, this is what is it? What are you trying to make this into? Smash Brothers? Brawlhalla?
And here's the crazy thing about it. With a rich history like yours,
Multiverses?
Capcom, what is the point of diving into Tekken's list of characters for anybody that they want? And two, why are we diving into the history of Final Fantasy when fans have tried and failed miserably when they wanted to get their hands on Tifa Lockhart for Tekken? If Tekken didn't do it, what makes you think you got a chance to get in the one fighter that everybody says fits the fighting game genre, but you're adding her to Street Fighter? Where's the history?
Yeah, this has got to stop.
Like if we really wanted to dive into cross generation games,
you should have just
why haven't y'all introduced everybody to SNK versus Capcom 3?
Or one better.
You introduce everybody to a new Tekken and Street Fighter game?
Why don't you just call it this? Street Fighter versus. Then nobody would have had a problem.
But you came out with Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, because in the long term, you're pissing off your fan base and to the point where you're not even going to have a fan base to begin with.
We're missing too many characters, Capcom. Like,
you got so many characters that you can bring back to the table. Look at your rich history of 5 new characters you had over there on 5. You haven't bought none of the main ones that you bought on 5, like Manat and Colin and all them characters. You haven't brought all them back to the table. Look at 4. Who's missing off of 4? You got a rich history of characters.
We'll let Fei Long pass because we heard that there's an issue. Okay, fine.
We look back at Third Strike. There are characters in Third Strike you haven't introduced.
Yeah, there we go. You got Yun and Yang, just to name 2. Oh wait, we got Poison and Relento to name 4. We got I don't know.
Hugo. You got Abigail. Why are we so intimate on getting?
I mean, guys, you got Seth. Like, you're so into the Shadow Lu thing and the Neo Shadow Lu. Where the fuck is Seth?
Exactly. We understand that you're bringing back the big 4 from Street Fighter 2, Bison, which you already did. Vega has to be introduced. Balrog introduced. Saga was introduced already. You got 2 of the big 4 bosses. Let's get the other 2 big bosses in there, and let's focus on having a solid, keyword there is solid, Street Fighter 6 roster.
Yeah.
It should not have to be explained to the point where you have all sorts of fighting game fanatics speaking on your roster.
I mean, guys, you're really gonna make it harder for people that really enjoy the game to sit and buy full season pass 4, because it's just like I know you guys don't care. You care about the money. That's fine. All right.
Like, we
But
understand you care about the money, but also in the
you know,
same context, care about your fan base, because your fan base is your number one priority to bring the money to you.
I mean, you're listening to all these other fan bases that don't play the game unless. Why don't you listen to your actual core fan base?
No, don't get me wrong. There's some things I will
Hell,
say.
we're missing Sakura. Like, I mean,
There are some things I will say that speaks volumes, especially if you're inviting the right people to these events, Capcom, that ultimately
which
have a insight in the game. Don't get me
which
wrong,
clearly
but
they're
you
not.
invite dummies who don't have no insight at all and just want X, Y, and Z character to be in the game.
Yeah,
Like, can we
it's
please invite the right core group of individuals that's going to help your game grow and be successful?
yeah, exactly. How many
Like,
minutes
I
in are you, by
understand.
the way?
I'll give huge props to one of them.
Yeah.
Maximilian has been a core point in getting the right characters in the game.
Yep.
I mean, Roofamonger, he's been on a very good exception to
Yes.
what character should be in the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that we can go down the list and say are excellent create that's been excellent on hitting on the roster, but also you've missed on several key points by introducing these characters to the table.
Yeah. It's this is just you, you're making it harder for the core fan base of Street Fighter fans to want to sit and play Street Fighter. You only have three quarters less than ultra
And let's not even get.
than even Street Fighter 4 base.
And then this is the funny thing about it. Going back on that narrative, how is it that you had a solid 25 at the launch of 5, but you lowered down the number. You started at 18 with 6. You had a
No.
solid 16 with 5 before
Yep.
ending up to whatever number they got now.
Yep.
And 4, you came in with a whopping 40 something characters at the end of it all to start off with 25 at launch. I mean, let's be real. 4 is your primary base game at 25 characters. I mean, let's be honest. 25 is a better number to start with than the 2 numbers of your previously 2 games.
Yeah, we wouldn't be chewing you out like this. We were doing this Capcom because we care. Like we want
But
to
if
see
you
this
didn't
game
have fans
succeed.
that cared and appreciated the game, I mean, hell, I may die hard to the classics. But don't get me wrong, I will give the new titles their just due, all that good stuff. I'm not knocking it nor hating it. But at the end of the day, I came from the classics that y'all had. Street Fighter 2 on the SNES, to the Alpha series, so on and so forth.
I
Hell,
started playing it when Street Fighter came out.
hell, I was in it when arcade machines, before you dropped in the console. I mean, let's be completely honest and real. You don't have any idea what type of insight you can bring to the table if you don't listen to the fan base. Quit trying to judge what the fans want.
Or the right side of the fan base, the correct side of the fan base.
Yeah. And here's the other thing about it. I can understand if you snuck in, oh, we wanted the guest character. Here, we'll give him the lovable character from our library, Mega Man. I mean, it's cool. Mega Man is a fan favorite.
Now, I have nothing against Capcom. I have nothing against characters, the guest characters.
If you stayed within your library, you may have a good outtake from the fans.
I have nothing against, except you are definitely not staying in the realm of Metro City. And technically, Sakura is a guest character.
And that's the one. If we had to, I mean, season 1, you had a solid roster and brought a new character to the table on Aki, which she's grown on a lot of fans. No offense there. Season 2, you come in and right off the back of the trailer, you got the fans saying, okay, we showed Bison near the end, we showed Alina near the end. I mean, and then you give the fan base that impression once you announce Terry and Mai that, oh, we're going to give them a new SNK versus Capcom 3. But at the same token, I can understand why you put those two there, because why would y'all put those two there if y'all was not hitting the fan base at the classics you had in general, which is on Capcom Collection 2. And I understand all that. But the best thing about this is we go into season 3, you give Alex, cool. You give Sagat, cool. And you have the other Street Fighter character.
Oh my god, dude, that was C. Viper.
Well, this is where you lost the fan base. Ingrid?
Yeah.
Ingrid?
What? What are these guest character shenanigans? Okay.
And let's keep this honest here. Ingrid, a fighter y'all introduced in Capcom Fighting Evolution, one of the worst games the fan base did not appreciate at all, because you made it your so-called Capcom All-Stars game. But let's be honest, you didn't even release the title to the US until later down the line.
Yep.
On Xbox and PlayStation 2. By the time you gave that title out to the fan base, what was your initial reaction to thinking that the fan base was going to like Ingrid?
Yeah, exactly. It's really just annoying.
Like, you have so many female characters that deserve that spot over Ingrid. Let's be real. Poison, Makoto, Ibuki, Sakura. To name a few.
That's just 3 to name. There's so much more.
There's so much to the Street Fighter lore, and you have so many well-rounded female fighters, but you want to force Ingrid because you want to say that this is her first appearance in Street Fighter, and you want to make her canonized when the real fan base knows that she shouldn't be canon at all.
Yeah, she just exists to exist. Like,
let's keep it a buck here, because do y'all really value your fan base enough to the point where I can say if you valued your fan base enough, you would give the fan base the characters that they want first before dipping into the guest realm?
Yeah, this has got to stop.
I mean, let's be honest. If I had to really say this, look at MK1 for crying out loud. Guest build galore. Look at Tekken. Tekken may have stuck to their roster, but you're still missing fan favorites that fans want in the game.
Yeah, Christy Montero.
Like, if you was really wanting a true base game, I mean, I even look at SNK. They stick to they fighters tremendously. They may add an occasional guest character from another company, but that's why SNK can get away with what they get away with. But you can't get away with it because you feel like guest characters are going to be your money makers. Guest characters are not always your best money maker. Sometimes your best money maker is in house.
If anything, you're going to turn us away, and we're going to be like, "Oh, Street Fighter 7's coming out. Oh, in 2020,
We're going to cast aside a lot of people.
In 2013 and 2031. Yeah, nah, I'm going to stop.
You're going to cast away a lot of people in your fan base, all because you went the guest route. Let's be honest. How many more times can you get away with a guest character? Before saying to yourself, instead of putting guest character in game, let's really work on Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Let's work on SNK versus Capcom 4. 3. This way, you can tell the fan base you have a new SNK versus Capcom game, and you have a new Street Fighter Cross Tekken game, while delivering Street Fighter based characters to Street Fighter.
Yep.
Hello. Basically. Help us help you. There should be no excuses for you not to deliver a Street Fighter based roster.
They should be listening to the Street Fighter fans, not these Final Fantasy idiots, not these Ingrid morons that think Ingrid's the best thing ever, and sure as hell not SNK.
Because this is my thing. If you really wanted to collab with a group to help them succeed and help them bring the fan base in,
again, I'm for it. It's just do the right way.
Hear me on this, right? I could say this. If fans really wanted Tifa, Lockhart, and Capcom, you and SNK wanted to collab on something, here's something you could have collabed on that made all the sense in the world, and you could have knocked out 2 birds with 1 stone. Here. Anybody heard of a game called Energize? Fighting game? It was on the PlayStation 1. They had 2 exclusive Final Fantasy-based characters on that roster. And if I'm not mistaken, those 2 characters in particular from 7 was literally Tifa Lockhart and Cloud Strife. You could have helped SNK, you could have helped Square Enix be the backbone of Energize and revitalize that game's title. No need to bring in Tifa to Street Fighter where you could have done that.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest because I've seen fans come out and say they want Energized game back. It didn't feel as polished as it needed to be because you was working on it on your own merit. But if you had Capcom's insight and they helped you bring out their life into it, I wouldn't mind you saying at that point, we're working on Energize to help Square Enix grow. And I can understand the collab more with bringing Tifa to Street Fighter. Understandable. But at the same token, if you're not helping them build a fighting game based fighter, what's the point of bringing Tifa Lockhart in?
Exactly.
And I'm just saying to the mass amount of people that's out here soaking this in, you don't need to soak everything in that's guest character wise. When you can be the bigger voice and bring the characters that we want to this game. Look how many of y'all are fighting for Tekken and the characters y'all want over there. Even the Mortal Kombat crowd, I'll give them the credit that they deserve because they're fighting for the characters they want in the game. We don't need movie-based characters or characters that's not fitting the realm of a fighting game to be in a fighting game.
Exactly.
You can help these companies be better by building a fighting game that suits that character. Hell, make a horror all-stars fighting game. Do you know how many people fans would attract to if you had the big four of horror? Jason, Freddy, Chucky, Leatherface, Pinhead, just to name a few characters for that one. But this ain't the video for it. But I can easily get into that on another video. But the fact of the matter is, Capcom, you have an enriched history of characters. Hell, fans wouldn't have been mad if you introduced that last character as Jill Valentine. Would fans be mad? No. But you had to introduce Tifa Lockhart. Make it make sense.
Well, again, Jill Valentine doesn't make sense. How the fuck does that? How does she make sense?
I'm just using that as a hypothetical.
You're gonna go that route? Throw Wolverine in that shit. Like, at last I checked, Marvel wants nothing to do with that. So
it's like y'all had a history with Marvel, Capcom. But where did that go? Because y'all agreed wanted so many of the X-Men characters already on the roster for Infinite. And look at where Infinite got y'all. Nowhere far because the core values y'all missed because y'all wanted to have characters y'all had implemented in 2. I understand that. But guess what? It's levels to this that y'all need to understand because don't nobody want a rush title sent to them. Nobody wants a glitchy, buggy game. That's what you gave us with Infinite.
well, I feel like if they do make another Street Fighter down the road, I feel Street Fighter 7 might be it because the way they're going, they're looking like they don't care.
It's like, and I'm not gonna hold y'all on a long shot. It do seem like y'all really don't care about the fan base because, hell, look at the track record y'all had with y'all certain titles that came out. How many fans are attracting the Resident Evil Requiem right now? You got a lot of fans attracted to it. Understandable. Your Resident Evil is one of your top tier games. How many fans are you giving that same treatment you gave the Resident Evil fans? You're giving the Street Fighter fans. And if the question is yes, why are we giving guest characters in a Street Fighter based game?
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense. I'm like,
because let's be real, how many people have been on your ass to make a real good Mega Man based game? Stick to Mega Man's cores. Why are we building all these new intricate things for Mega Man when it's not feeling like Mega Man?
See, that's the problem. They take the franchise that's made them billions, and now they're just stomping on it and waiting for every crumb to be on the floor.
It's like you got a rich history of people. How many fans really accepted Resident Evil 3 remake with the notion that they really was expecting Jill Valentine to be the Jill Valentine that they knew from Nemesis but you botched their design.
The point is, Capcom, we know you can do better.
Yes, we know
We
you can do
want you
better.
to succeed. We want you to succeed. We want Street Fighter 6 to be the best that it can be, but too much there
Like voices, y'all all over the place right now with
too
this game,
much. Yes.
and not enough
You're three too
emphasis on
many.
Street Fighter.
You're three too many.
Because if you go back and look at any real video from the announcement of season 3, fans love the 3 characters you chose.
I wouldn't say
Alex,
love, but okay.
Sagat. Literally, the 3 characters you chose were good choices. But then when it got to Ingrid, that's where things went left field.
I would say Alex could have been there could have been a better choice than Alex, but I was
Like,
hoping that they would have been smart and done, okay, you had Alex in there, but then you pick someone like Yoon.
and this is my thing about it. When they revealed Crimson Viper for season 3, you got the fans interested. You got the fans hooked in with the pack already. Once you introduce Crimson Viper, Sagat was another pull-in. Then you brought Alex to the table. You may have some people pulled in, but that's neither here or there. But then, who are you pulling in to the fan? That's Street Fighter based fans that's going to use Ingrid. You got a waste of space character coming into the game.
Basically. I understand if you're gonna do like more than 7 seasons and stuff and you're spreading it out, that's fine. But what is with the too much? You have you're one too many over for guest characters.
Exactly.
You're gonna be too many. That's just me. If that leak is correct, well, we know
Like,
Vega's basically confirmed because he's in
let's
every
keep it
leak.
honest. If Vega, Goken, and your 3 characters are confirmed, and Mike Hagar are confirmed, then you got a solid 3 that's going to be used more than Tifa Lockhart.
I didn't say Goken or Hagar was confirmed.
No, I'm just saying in general, if they are confirmed, cool. But Vega being the primary one, that's a good start
Vega's in
there.
every leak. Vega's in every leak, so he's confirmed.
Yeah, so I mean, we can believe Vega because that's the core 4 of the big boss of the first game's big boss.
Right.
Street Fighter 2's boss cycle.
I mean, we're going in on this, and to be honest, the Tifa thing may not even be may not be right.
Because if the Tifa thing is not accurate, but now new reports is coming out that you want Kazuya from Tekken. How does Kazuya fit
I'll
the
let
Street
that
Fighter
slide.
universe?
I'll let that slide. I want to see how that works.
Okay.
At
So
least you're
Kazuya gets a pass,
thinking,
but Tifa doesn't.
because that can promote. That can be like here's another game we might potentially be working on. Street Fighter Cross Tekken 2.
And then, with that being said, if that does happen, and they say, oh, since we have the relaunch of the Xbox backwards compatibility section, those of you who purchased the Street Fighter Cross Tekken game, you're able to play that right now on backwards compat, and we're undelisting it so that fans can purchase it or get it
Called
absolutely
relisting.
for free.
Yeah, it's called relisting.
Yeah, if you relist that game, then boom, the us fans that purchased it can be like, oh, we can re-add this to the collection again.
Yeah, but if you have it digitally, if you didn't, like, I don't think I had it digitally. I think I had it physically.
Yeah, because I remember I purchased it digital when I had my 360.
Yeah, I don't remember if I did it digitally or physically.
And then I remember later down the line, before they discontinued everything, I had got the pack with the other characters so I could have everybody on the roster. But but other than
But
that, it's like
if,
just
if we're going a Street Fighter versus route, then just be flat with your fans. Don't.
like if you just came out and announced our latest game title we're releasing is a Capcom All Stars game or a Capcom versus game.
Or both.
Yeah, I mean, fans look at that and be like, "Oh shoot! Now we have the reason behind the guest characters coming in the six because they want these exact characters for the versus game."
Yeah.
Like you can explain everything more in depth by just coming out and saying it.
Yeah, be upfront because it's just
Like, because if
ridiculous.
you're not upfront with your fan base ain't gonna know what to say to their fan base
Like right
that
now,
watches their channel.
I'm so confused and frustrated because I'm expecting it's called Street Fighter 6, so I was expecting Street Fighter characters all the way through, especially cuz you're only doing 4.
And that's another thing that the fan base touched on that makes an interesting point. This 4 character layout is not cool when you have Tekken and other games releasing 5 to 6 characters at a time
And their
and bringing
excuse that
in
they're
three
using
characters on the forefront to help their roster improve.
and the excuse that they're using is because it takes time to put their moveset into World Tour. Bullshit. It's already there. Stop the excuses.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest here, okay?
Like,
And
hello,
I mean,
I want
honest with
people want
the
Dan.
whole point on this. Let's be real. When fans played World Tour, and you was one of them, I was one of them too. Hell, you got Dan Hibicki's moveset on a NPC based character,
Exactly.
but you can't bring the character to life in the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
Make it make sense. Most of your
Yeah.
characters are on NPCs that fans appreciated and wanted in the game.
Yep.
Hell, how many fans have been asking you, and I've seen this like outright since season 1 and 2 and 3. Fans have been asking for Sean from
Yep.
Third Strike.
Yep.
Fans are asking for his sister Laura from 5. You got a bunch of fans calling for characters that they want. Remy from Third Strike. Hell, fans
Arnica.
want Gil in the game. Hell,
Yeah.
you got a whole lot of fans asking for a lot
Arnica.
of Street Fighter based characters from previous titles. Shouldn't that be a wake up call to say, here's your chance to bring everybody that the fans wanted into these next 3 to 4 or 5 seasons?
Exactly.
Hell, I've seen fans wish list that wanted Ibuki and Makoto together. One fan wanted Poison. One fan said Poison Hugo, Poison Rolento, and
Hugo. Yeah.
Hugo.
I know.
I mean, goddamn, you got so much rich history. Look at what the fans are posting and tagging y'all in and making insight based on the fan base. And
Exactly.
then once you got your insight from the fans, we can say, oh, shoot, here's what the real season 4 should look like. Vega, Poison, and 2 others that the fans want.
Rolento.
Rolling Sakura. Boom. You got your core 4 right there. And guess what? It stays in the Street Fighter universe.
/ Final Fight. And Rival School, technically.
Hell, you introduced Akira in 5 for the very first time, and look at how much appreciation y'all are giving the Rival Schools fan base. Hell, you got fans asking right now to have a Rival Schools remaster.
Like, dude, can we have Birdie and Sedan and whatnot? And Charlie? Can we have Birdie, Sedan, and Charlie?
Let's make it real. Because I'm going to put, like, once this video is all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, I'm tagging Capcom on Twitter. Listen to this video. Understand that we are not mad. We are just wanting y'all to appreciate y'all title and y'all rich history that you gave this title.
I am frustrated.
I'm just being honest. Like, some of us are frustrated. Some of us are really irritated at the fact that you are not listening and heeding
My frustration slowly turning into getting pissed off.
Like, you are not listening to what the fan base is bringing y'all. But y'all want to listen to your sponsorship guys that y'all have visiting y'all.
Yeah.
Over your core, hardcore, casual fan base.
Precisely.
We know more than them.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, y'all accept the kiss asses over the hardcore, casual fan base.
Now, I understand. I will say this to Capcom. We understand that, at the end of the day, it's a business. You have other people coming to you and telling you, your higher ups are telling you to put so and so in the game. We get that too. But can you at least kind of push back a little bit and say, well, the fans really want this? Can we give them 1 or 2 seasons with the things that they want, and then we'll come back and do more guests?
Exactly. And
we don't want guest characters back to back to back.
It's like you went 2 seasons
back to back.
Season 2 and 3.
Back to back.
You went back to back and literally
with guests.
At the exception of what reason, and y'all didn't even explain to yourselves why that reason was. We had to go and look at other sources that said, oh, they're bringing SNK is giving 2 characters to Capcom. But we didn't know until the reveal trailer that you was given 2 characters of your own, the SNK City of Wolves. Fatal Fury City of Wolves.
Yeah,
now, I can understand a partnership like that in general, but at the point of this interest is,
but that's where the guests.
Why are we giving more lore? Why are we giving the better lore to City of Wolves and not giving that same lore treatment to Street Fighter?
Exactly. Now, the guest characters really should have stopped after season 2. That should have been it.
And it's like, and I'll say it like this: how does Mai and Chun-Li have a better history dialogue and sit in the SNK universe, but Mai and Terry kind of have no, but Mai and Chun-Li have no history backlog in the Street Fighter universe? Why is it that Mai, in the end of her storyline, is going up against E Honda? Hello. If you brought Mai in to be the rival to Chun-Li,
which is not why they brought Mai in this time for us. But
and that was what the fan base intention was, but you missed the plot and gave Mai's backstory to E Honda. Hello. But the better dialogue storyline is in SNK side. Why do you think you're losing so much interest from the fan base, Capcom? You gave them more. You let SNK cook, take your character and make her have a better history with SNK than your own. And Chun-Li was supposed to be one of your mains.
well, you know,
Hello.
they obviously don't even care about the big three either.
Like, and you're big three, but you gave two of the big three to SNK, and SNK cooked a better storyline for the two of them than what you did with them on your own game. Are we not having no creative process over here with SNK? I mean, with Capcom?
Another thing, Capcom, why is Lei Fen not on the roster? Because she's in World Tour, she has Chun-Li's moveset. What is the deal?
Right.
You have these characters that are in World Tour that if you can't even get like the standard characters and this and that, at least put the joke characters in and then allow like the created ones in on the roster and then allow us to train with said.
It's like, here's the thing. You got Thrasher from Final Fight. Why ain't he a standard character in the game? There's characters you run into in World
That would have been a
Tour.
perfect person for the roster right there.
You got people that you run into on the core base roster from Street Fighter that should be a mainstay. I mean, hell, you have Fang lurking around in the area of Metro City.
But it makes
And
sense.
that's supposed to be the feature of Aki.
Well, yes, but
And I'm not saying introduce him to 6. I mean, he was in 5. Cool. I know you let Naki build herself up and she's building well. But at the end of the day, at least if you got them lowering around in World Tour, why are we not giving these characters the first crack at the next season instead of saying, oh, we're going to go talk to one of our partners and bring something to the table?
like at least do something because it feels like if you can't if you we know you got Fei Long's moveset in World Tour too. Okay. On somebody. But again, you may not be able to use Fei Long himself. But again, you put said character as DLC for us, like or free update or whatever, because they're already in World Tour mode.
Like, and I can understand why some of these creators are talking in that term. We need more than 4 characters in general
Exactly.
on this DLC, on the paid side of things, but also in those updates that you bring these 4 characters.
Yeah.
Do what you did with 5. Do what you did with the last season of 5. When you gave the characters that you gave but you said, oh, if you buy the season, quote unquote,
To their credit, they weren't in the RE engine.
we give you 11 as a bonus character if you get the paid season. Cool, understandable.
You mean
That's a
12?
win-win.
Yeah, you meant 12, but okay.
Yeah, like you get but you get a win-win with the add-on character. At
But
least if
what
you
I'm
start.
saying is, I will give them a little, I will stand with them a little bit here. Some of those might be hard to do for the RE engine. Some of those. Okay, fair enough. But then why did you move it? If you knew it was going to be this annoying to do, why did you move to the RE engine? It
Like
looks
if you
beautiful.
had if before you bought Street Fighter to the RE engine, you
I
was doing perfectly
understand.
fine with Street Fighter with the core technology you had. But as soon as you brought this RE engine to the table, you have a difficult time trying to build a Street Fighter based game the way it needs to be built.
I mean, on one hand, I do agree that Unreal 5 is just making things harder these days. Okay. I could see that argument too.
Right, and I
But
mean, trust me, I've done the research and I've seen why a lot of companies don't like RE engine. I mean, you can get used to the RE engine, cool, but at the same token, Unreal 5 ain't the same as Unreal 4.
no.
And I can understand why why a lot of the technology people would value Unreal 4 than Unreal 5 because they have an easier time frame because they know how to adapt and use everything in Unreal 4.
Yeah.
Unlike Unreal 5, it's like, where's the complex stuff in this that people know how to use?
Exactly.
Like, and there's reasons why when people make a game with Unreal 5, it feels like, oh, we get a sluggish, buggy, glitchy game.
Which okay, to Capcom's debate, that's why they made their own engine. Because they
And
saw
I
that
can
what was
understand
happening
why
in
you
Unreal
made
5.
your own engine. You developed it, you mastered it,
But then
you're
maybe
strategically putting in titles that's yours. Cool.
but then maybe you should have stuck with Unreal 4 for a little longer. Graphics aren't everything.
Like everything don't need to be high end, high value graphical games. Sometimes it's the simple things that brings your fan base together.
Look at the indie games. They're using like Unreal 4.
Like the
I
simple
mean,
things is what brings fan base together. And if you use Unreal 4 for a Street Fighter based game, you might see a better result in the character quality. Cool, but guess what?
okay, well,
At least you have
there-
the fan base saying you're getting back the core value.
okay, and then the argument could also be made, then they would have to drop World Tour mode. Okay, I can see some of the arguments back and forth. Um, well, if we do this, then this mode has to go, and if we do that, then we can't do this.
I mean,
Oh,
understandable.
okay. I'm looking at this logically, Capcom. I understand. Like, I make these suggestions, but I make these suggestions in a way where I'm looking at it from both angles. Well, if you did do this, What would it do? Like, okay, I could see why you went to the RE engine.
Like, understandably so, and we appreciate everything that you've done, Capcom, but just the character decision making has to be
It,
more better.
it needs to be better.
Like, you wouldn't have none of the fan base because you was delivering on things the fan base loved about your game.
Right.
That's the beautiful part about this. But also on the same token, you're starting to piss the fan base off with your character selection, and you're not giving them enough to be entertained with the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes sticking to core values is maybe the better move, but in the long haul, you also getting your money value as well. Like,
At least have one of your own characters be a fifth character later each season. Maybe start doing that.
there is very
There's ways to fix this problem, Capcom. It's just the way you're doing it now with the four characters, and you're leaving important characters out, I may add, that need to be in the game should have been in the game by now.
mm-hmm.
I can think of at least 20 of them that should have been in the game by now.
Like, there is very, very much things that y'all can do to improve Street Fighter 6's life cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, less on the things that are not needed, but more with the I don't mind the costumes. I don't mind what you bring into the World Tour side for new items for the CAC, but more the characters, that's where we gotta, your roster, that's where the focal point needs to be within your library, not others.
Right.
Because if you look within your library, there's a lot of rich lore you can bring to the Street Fighter table if you only implement it.
Agreed.
Like, that's all most of the hardcore fan base wants with Street Fighter. Your library to be showcased first, not other people's library.
And we're gonna keep saying this until you pay attention to what we're saying.
I mean,
But
look
we
at
do
how many
also do
people
appreciate what you're doing.
like look at how many people are within the Mortal Kombat, Tekken, whatever fighting game you choose to play. Look at them. Look at how many people have been saying to NetherRealm Studios or Bandai, stick within your library. Now, the only game that will give leeway to that does this on a constant basis, we can let Soul Calibur get away with that because Soul Calibur was meant for those characters to be focused in on there. We'll
Basically,
get games like that in Dead or Alive. You can have that. You know? Those games are built that way for a reason.
Yep.
They thrive off of the guest characters.
They do. Dead or Alive is another one that does the guest thing very well.
It's like, so we'll let those games have their fun because guess what? They can go out and go get these other characters.
Otherwise, if you're not a Multiverses, a Brawlhalla, a Smash Brothers, or anything like it, don't do it.
Exactly. And that's where you can see where the fan base kind of dives in at. Because look at how many people, when the Game Awards happened, you started to notice a big decline in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 6, and you have more of the core fighting game community over here on Fatal Fury City of Wolves.
That would be like adding Wolverine to Street Fighter 6 right now. That's not Marvel versus Capcom.
So it's like when they start seeing games like City of Wolves be the game that it is, but then City of Wolves, I'll give it credit where it deserves, because guess what? You're staying within the Capcom library. Not only is City of Wolves basically bringing in King of Fighters, Fatal Fury characters, but you're also pulling from Art of Fighting, this other fighting, Samurai Showdown. SNK can get away with that because it's their library. It's their way that they're creative with their fighting games. And that's what Capcom needs to do. Have their if you basically make a Street Fighter, your creative niche is Street Fighter. So let's pull lore from characters that's been in Street Fighter and let's bring them all together.
Yep.
Basically, if you're pulling from the Fatal Fury realm, boom. Or if you're pulling from Darkstalkers, if you're pulling from this game, whatever game you're pulling from, you're staying in the Capcom library.
Precisely.
But at least the fan base ain't going to be mad to say, oh, we got a Jill Valentine in Street Fighter. Oh, how's that going to work out? Let's see how interesting you do it. Or, hey, we got a Felicia or a Morgana from Darkstalkers coming in. Let's see how they work in the Street Fighter realm.
I can see Morgan
working. Then we may get a Darkstalkers game down the line. Like, what the hell?
I could see Morgan working from Darkstalkers. I can.
Like, I'm just.
All you need to do is rip her moveset right from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Exactly, just like Felicia. Rip her moveset from Marvel vs. Capcom. Make her have all of her little taunts and whatever from the Darkstalkers game. Pull it all together. Booyah. So it's like, you got the knowledge. Use it.
Yeah.
Bring it to the table. We don't ask for much.
And I keep going back to Wolverine because that would make sense. You know, it's easy to do him.
Hell, I can even see Rose being the theme because you can pull Rose little moves that you had, and boom. I can understand a lot of things. But if you're going to bring an SNK based character, at least you can let SNK cook the character first and let their resources play into it.
Right.
But no, if you're going to work with SNK, at least bring the storyline that they want to the table, which is, if you was doing this for fan service to have the fan base entertained with Chun-Li versus Mai, you should have made it that way.
Yep.
Because hell, how many people are playing City of Wolves right now just off the strength of seeing that taunt? See that intro dialogue between Chun-Li and Mai.
A lot.
Like, this is what we are referring to, Capcom, as this is the rich history that you should be bringing to your game to bring more people into play. Yeah. But when you start to be all over the place, you don't have nobody to blame but yourself for not delivering it that way.
Basically.
And then wondering why the fan base is on your ass.
Basically.
If you give the fans what they want, they'll ease off for you.
Yeah,
but
then the fans will actually shut up and enjoy the game.
the more you're gonna have pressure on you.
Right. The more you keep doing this unnecessary guest shit, I'll say.
Right. And
The unnecessary guests. So don't put Cloud. Don't put Tifa. Don't do that.
like how many
We'll let
like
you get
and
away
this
with
is the
Kazuya,
thing
okay? At least, like, we'll leave that alone. But
and this is the thing that I
Ingrid
think
doesn't
right
make
here.
sense. Terry and Mai really don't make sense.
Like and this is the thing right here. If you are going to do this, at least let the fan base know that in these trailers, hey, we got Tifa Lockhart and we got Squall, we got Barrett, whatever the case may be. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? Here's the real secret that y'all need to know is we're helping Final Fantasy bring back this title and show the trailer of a certain like within the trailer that you showed Tifa, you can say, oh shoot, let's show how she looked from Energized.
Exactly.
Boom. Now we got the connection of what y'all working on and why you brought Tifa to the table.
But they don't operate that way.
But that's where you lose the interest. Because if you're not bringing this insight to the table, how is fans supposed to appreciate the character?
Exactly.
Especially your core Street Fighter fan base.
Yeah, because your core Street Fighter fan base, like myself, are gonna go, "What the fuck is Cloud doing here? What the fuck is Tifa doing here? We don't care."
Because these are
To
the
us,
same, like, because this is
you
my
used
thing.
one or two slots that you didn't need to use that you could have put another Street Fighter character in.
Because this
To
is my
us,
thing about it here. Let's take you. Oh, like we know that this is based off the collab with Tifa, but here's my thing about this right here. A Capcom. Let me bring this to light here. I go to Bandai. Bandai, who has a real good history with Square Enix. Hey, we have a history of bringing Final Fantasy characters in. Look at Tekken 7. You brought Noctis to the table from 15. Look at 8. You brought Clyde Rosenfield, which should have been Tifa's spot in the first place. But now you got a very good, rich history of characters on your roster, Bandai, for Tekken. But where is the quote unquote one character that fans have been asking for in that game? But why are we getting on a Street Fighter first before ultimately the fan base get her in the game that she was really intended to be in the first place?
exactly,
Tekken.
precisely.
Because even the PC base, I'll give them credit where it's due. They modded her in the game, and they showed how she fit the system.
Yeah,
You don't see Street Fighter fans sitting up here saying, "Oh, let's mod Tifa, lock her into the Street Fighter database, and see how she plays." No, you don't do that. No, but you do it so well in Tekken because it fits the narrative. She don't fit the narrative of Street Fighter.
that we know about yet. But it's still to me, I don't care. Takes away a fourth character that you could have put Dan. You could have put Sakura. You could have put Makoto.
Mm-hmm.
You could have put Ibuki. You could have put Birdie. You could have put Sedan.
very rich
You could
history of characters.
put
Ego,
Charlie back in because he's such a meme at this point.
like Ego and
Yeah, Eagle, freaking
Dudley being
Joe,
another one is what fans have been
Joe,
like. Ego and Dudley are two people that fans are wanting.
Joe.
Right.
Like,
Those are a lot of names, Street Fighter Capcom, if you're listening, that fans want back. The fan service has been missing in Street Fighter games. It's time that you brought Season 4 to the table and give that fan service back to the fans.
exactly.
Because I feel like we're gonna keep hitting on things within these next few episodes that's really going to wake up companies to say, oh shoot, maybe we should go this route. And if we go this route, are the fans going to be appreciative of it? You never know until you deliver it.
Exactly.
Bungie,
Yep.
like, this is why you have what you have for a reason.
Yeah.
Hell, if Square Enix announced today the 13 series remaster, do you know how many fans are going to eat that up? Who knows? If 7 could succeed, cool. If this game could succeed, cool. But at the end of the day, you'll never know unless you take a leap and do it.
Yeah. You have to try at least first.
Take a leap of faith, see how the fans appreciate it. Put out a few trailers.
But I will give props to you with this, Capcom. You're trying to do the best you can to add as much as you can. And I understand there's 4 seasons, but we're just asking to try harder.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
But I think we pretty much covered all the bases and crossed all the I's, dotted all the T's, and made our assessment known because
We dot all the I's, cross all the T's, but yes.
but at the end of the day, it's literally up to you to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But on that note,
If you want Street
we
Fighter
are out of
7,
here. I want to have everybody make sure
I'll say
you
this.
like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Also, go over to Darth Nebu's channel, subscribe to him, check out the content over there because it's greatly appreciated that we get our fans to go appreciate other channels.
Also, check out my Twitch at Darth Nibiru Gaming.
Links will be provided in the description below when I get done with this video. So don't worry, everything will be provided in the description below. And on that note, we're going to let final words be said, and we're going to close this thing out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know Capcom can do better than this. I do. I've seen it. But if they want a Street Fighter 7, they have to start listening. That's all I need to say to close that out.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Capcom, it's up to you to do better. It's up to you to keep that rich history that you have over there be the forefront of your games. I mean, I understand partnerships are a thing, collabs are something cool, but make it make sense within reason of your game.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy, sorry, does not make sense.
Like, why are we saying, okay, here, you got a fighting game, and we're reaching out to an RPG or MMO based game with a character that has a fighting background but doesn't fit your narrative? How does Tifa Lockhart's moveset going to ultimately be seen effectively in a Street Fighter based universe?
Please let this be the last.
Now,
If
you're gonna
this,
come out with it, show trailers, show us footage. This way, the fans can judge right then and there after the fact. But if you're
yeah,
not gonna bring out no
right,
trailer of Tifa and how she's implemented in the Street Fighter based engine,
it's not even that.
then
It's
it's not
more
even
of
working.
this. No, it's more of this. This is what I gotta say. It's more of the guest characters. I'll say again. I'll reiterate this. The guest characters I don't mind. However, maybe do 3 seasons with flat Street Fighter, and then another season if you want to do one guest character. I'll accept that.
Understandable. But we're about to close this thing down on this note.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if y'all want to catch the replay, it'll be over on the podcast channel that I have and on Dark's channel when I send it over to him.
Yes.
So we out of here on this note.